Happy Halloween, and tomorrow All Saints Day, and the Day of the Dead. It's a good day to die. And Elizabeth Monroe here with InfinityHuman.com. Please join my Facebook group if you're into spirituality, the esoteric, and imaginary New Earth. And hi, I am in Palermo, in front of, if anyone's seen it, The Godfather. Hi, how are you? I don't have my glasses. The Godfather, that is the place where the third Godfather was filmed. And hello, grazie alla, ciao. This is where Don Corleone finally reaped all the karma for all his 3 Godfather movies and making a bad third one. And his daughter was murdered. And his son sang in the opera house. And this is the 3rd largest opera house in all of Europe. It is a beautiful opera house. It was created to put Palermo on the map as one of the cultural centers of the world. So this is just one of the beautiful tidbits that is going to be on a new tour I'm working on, Esoteric Palermo. Since I've done Esoteric Florence, now I'm doing Esoteric Palermo, the light and the dark. And we'll be looking at some of the dark underbelly of the city and also a lot of the Ascension art. So if you're just joining me, it's a happy Halloween day. Oops. And I'm actually going on a little tour. And there's Kiki barking at the skateboard person. Of course, she's with me. Always with me. So anyway, I am walking. I've just been to some of the beautiful shops here. There's amazing shops. And Palermo is really a beautiful city. I actually lived here a long time ago, about 40 years ago. And it was quite a different city. The mafia was very much alive. In fact, I knew some of the big mafioso fathers. And now I'm on my way to Piazza Oliviana. I think I said it right. You gotta excuse me, this is my first time really getting to know Palermo. I'm walking down the street. Hi everybody. And it's a beautiful day. And you can see the quaint little streets, little side alleys, the vendors setting up. And I want to take a moment. If you haven't gone to my website, InfinityHuman.com, please do, because it's a members only, but you get a lot of free information and healing Reiki videos. YouTube videos are on there on my blog. And hi everyone. And if you just join me, I'm walking the streets of Palermo, Sicily on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, which is actually Eve before All Saints Day here in Italy, where the cemeteries become really, really full. In fact, it's like downtown New York City in the graveyards. But it's a very interesting occasion. And of course, over on the other side of the world in Mexico, it's called the Day of the Dead, where they actually celebrate death. And I have just sent out to my mailing list, and please get on my mailing list, because I send out, it's not just promo stuff, it's very interesting stuff. In fact, here's a cute little, cute little shop here with marionettes in there, which I'm putting together an esoteric tour of Palermo where I take you to the Marionette Museum. There's some more marionettes, where you get to work with the Jungian archetypical images. I used to do this in Florence, in the Uffizi, but now I'm doing it here in Palermo. And I'm going to be doing a tour, Palermo, light and dark. So, and there's the L'Opera del Pupi, the marionette show. Big part of the Sicilian culture. But I was talking about the Day of the Death, and I'm sending out a newsletter, and it's called Happy Dead Day. Because death is something that we are always taught to fear, we're taught to reject. It's our shadow self. We don't want to die, and we don't want anyone we know to die. And I can say this because I've lost probably just about everyone I've loved. I lost my husband, and that was such a huge loss for me. Oh, this is a very famous place here. This is, what is it? This is a opera house of the marionettes here in Sicily. Very, very old. I saw it on another documentary. Very famous place. And she is painting a marionette right now, which is what they do. This is handed down from generation to generation, and they not only do perform the voices and are the stars of these characters that are marionettes, but they also make them, they create them. So it's very fascinating. Buonasera, grazie. So, we're continuing on my little walk through Palermo on Halloween, the Hallows Eve before All Saints' Day, which is a day when you pay respects to all the saints who have reached paradise. I really like to think of it as paying respects to the ascended masters, those who have gone before us and cleared the way for us to follow. So if you're on the ascension path, you will find my Facebook group, Infinite Human, very, very helpful, because it's all about the ascension process, becoming what I call an infinite human. So I hope you will join me on that. I see we have a lot of new people. I'm walking, I can't walk and read at the same time. Hi, how are you? Lizzie, Keith, thanks for joining me. And Graziella still there. Hi. I'm walking through Palermo, my new home in Sicily. And here we are in front of the National Museum, which is just a beautiful. And we're in Piazza Olivia, where my guru walking tour is beginning. Shortly, and I'm going to be going on that. I was a guru walking tour guide for a year or so in Florence, Italy. I did the Esoteric Renaissance, and I will probably be offering an Esoteric Palermo tour down here as soon as I learn the city. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to learn the city from a pro, and I'm going to go on a guru walking tour. Those are free tours, and we gurus want you to tip, so I, of course, will tip my guru well, especially if she does a good job. And I would always offer tarot card readings afterwards. But as I wait here for my tourist guide in this Piazza Oliviare, in front of the Church of Santa Caterina behind me, I want to talk to you about death, since this is the Day of the Dead season, the 3 days of celebrating really death, because like I said, death is something that we push away, that we're afraid of, that we reject. And ciao Bruno, ciao Linda, ciao Don, how are you? Thanks for joining me. I'm here in Palermo, Sicily on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, the day before All Saints' Day. I'm talking about death. I'm talking about how powerful death is, because actually it is a part of life. And believe me, I know, because I lost my husband, my soulmate, my dearest Tai, whatever you want to call him, in the world. And it was very hard for me. But 7 years later, when I finally decided to live and let go of him, I actually realized I got him back and more, because he's with me. In fact, I just posted something about that talking to the dead out loud is a very good thing. So I think that's one thing you need to realize, that there really is no death. Death is simply a transformation or transmutation if you're on this ascension path, which my husband was, and he ascended. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, please join my Facebook group, Infinite Human. I'm putting a lot of stuff there. Ciao, Lisa. Hi, Lisa from Palermo, Sicily. And go to my website. It's a members only, but it's free membership, and you get all kinds of free videos and newsletters and everything. And it's infinitehuman.com. And my last newsletter is all about death, because also if we can start to welcome death as, first of all, something that reminds us to live, because life is precious. Every moment is precious. It passes us by before we know it. And so we really need to carpe diem, seize the day, live in the moment. And we also need to embrace death as a way of us to release that which no longer serves us. Because there's so many things that we don't need anymore, like our fears, our insecurities, our anger, our hurt, our blame. We can let that die. So I would invite you on this All Hallows Eve, on this beautiful, beautiful day here in Palermo, Sicily, or wherever you are, maybe just starting, to spend this next 3 days, really it's a 3 days celebration of death, and embracing the things that you need to let go of in your life. Not pushing them away, but embracing them and celebrating them and loving them to death. Because that's the best way to transmute your shadow self, your dark side, your skeletons in the closet, because you're going to see a lot of skeletons during the day of the death, is by transmuting them through love, loving them to death. So that's really the message I have for these 3 days. And like I said, I'm here in this Piazza Oliva. Live, which for me was the hardest thing I had to do after I lost my husband, was to live. In fact, my spiritual teacher said, your karma is to live. And every day I have to decide to live. And I think that's important, because I think nobody has not lost somebody or something that they love, whether it be their dear companion, like Kiki, a pet, a parent, a child, a spouse, a friend, a sibling, a cousin, someone dear to you. Everyone's lost that. So I think you can realize, though, that there is no death. They might not have a physical body anymore. And yeah, that's a bummer, especially if you're married. You can't make love with them. But they're still there. And I know that in my heart of hearts, because I feel Peter guiding me, talking to me, with me all the time. And I encourage you to talk out loud to anyone that's on the other side, especially during this time period, because the veil is very thin now. And there's the church. So thank you guys for joining me again. Please join my Facebook group, Infinite Human. I put a lot of inspirational, informative information. And please join my website, infinitehuman.com. And I'm creating a really unique year-long experience for those that want to change their life, rewrite their life story, be a infinite human that you were created to be, and embrace your soul purpose, and step into your infinite human shoes and imagine your new earth. All that in 1 year. But it's going to have workshops, online workshops, live workshops, private coaching, and 2 retreats. One in Florence, Esoteric Renaissance retreat, and another here in Sicily, with Palermo as part of it. And it's the sacred pilgrimage of Sicily, because Sicily is a triangle. I can't use holding one. A triangle. Sacred geometry. And the triangle is such a powerful symbol. So there's so much power here. There's so much sacredness. And it was the mountaintops of Atlantis. And there still exists some of that energy from that golden age of Atlantis in a lot of the temples of love in Ricci and all over. So there's a lot of beautiful things happening here in Sicily, which I am doing and part of. And also, if you would like to get 2020 vision, I call it 2020 vision for 2020, and get clear about your goals, your purpose, your direction for 2020, I'm offering free Infinite Human coaching sessions just to get to know you, to see if we're a fit, if you're right for the Infinite Human Coaching Program, if you like it, if I feel like you're the right fit for me as a coach, and for you to get to know what it's all about. But most of all, for you to get to know you, who you are, and what you want to be in 2020. So I'm going to sign off now. Kiki's going to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye. Ciao from Palermo, Sicily on this beautiful All Hallows Eve. Ciao, ciao. Thanks for joining me. Ciao, 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 ciao.